Throughout history, humans have wrestled with their desires, their ambitions, and their higher reasoning. Why do we often feel torn between what we want and what we know is right? Plato had an answer: the tripartite soul. The tripartite soul is a foundational concept in Plato's philosophy, primarily articulated in his work, The Republic. Plato posits that the soul consists of three distinct parts: appetitive part or epithumia, the spirited or thymos, the rational or logos. Each part embodies different characteristics, functions, and desires, contributing to an individual's overall behavior and ethical framework. The appetitive part of the soul is driven by various desires, including basic physical needs such as hunger and thirst, as well as more abstract desires for power and respect. This component is often described as the most unpredictable, as its desires can shift rapidly, reflecting an individual's immediate interests or attractions. The appetitive part requires regulation by reason to prevent it from overwhelming the individual's moral judgments. It seeks pleasure above all else, but left unchecked, it can drag us into greed, addiction, and self-destruction. The second part is spirit. The spirited part is linked to emotions and will, encompassing feelings such as anger, pride, and ambition. This element serves as an ally to reason, motivating individuals to pursue honor and social recognition. It plays a vital role in self-perception and social dynamics, acting defensively or assertively in response to perceived threats to one's self-image. It can lead to courage and greatness, but also to arrogance and destructive anger if not guided by reason. Finally, there is reason, the highest part of the soul. This is our intellect, our capacity for wisdom, our ability to seek truth and make rational decisions. It is considered to be the highest aspect of the soul, guiding the individual towards wise decision-making and moral virtue. This component is crucial for achieving a harmonious, well-ordered life, as it helps regulate the other parts of the soul. In conjunction with the tripartite soul, Plato's allegory of the chariot further illustrates the dynamics of the soul's components. In this allegory, the soul is depicted as a charioteer guiding a chariot pulled by two horses, each representing different aspects of human nature. The charioteer symbolizes reason, the noble horse signifies spiritedness, and the dark horse embodies appetites and desires. Most people live at the mercy of their appetites and emotions, never allowing reason to take control. Let's watch this music video about human degeneracy I put together. Feel free to skip this part if you have bad taste in music.
The night. Oh, boots hit the gravel dust, rising in the air. Voices like thunder, but no one cares. Shadows stretch long, but the fire's still alive. Heartbeats pounding like
After crawling through the sewer of human degeneracy to make this video and discovering the horrors of labubus and lafufus, sheep supremacy suddenly feels like a political movement worth backing. Back to Plato. He believed that true justice, both in the soul and in society, is achieved when reason rules over spirit and appetite, when wisdom guides ambition and ambition tames desire. The battle between reason, spirit, and desire rages within us all. The question is, who is in control? In Plato's view, just as reason must rule within the soul for a person to be just, it must also rule within the state. And the ruler embodying that reason is what he called the Philosopher King. Let's now finish the Plato series with Plato's Philosopher King and move on to Aristotle in the next episode. Of course, there's more to Plato's philosophy. I just had enough of Plato and triangles. Can't do it anymore. Plato developed one of the most influential and controversial ideas in political philosophy, the rule of the Philosopher King. This is not a call for smart people to govern. It is the conclusion of a much broader philosophical system, linking ethics, metaphysics, epistemology, and political theory. Plato lived during a turbulent period in Athens, in the aftermath of the Peloponnesian War. The democracy of his time often descended into mob rule, swayed by rhetoric rather than reason. The execution of Socrates was, in his eyes, the ultimate proof that the masses could be manipulated into injustice. From this political disillusionment emerged the Republic, a dialogue imagining a just society and the type of ruler it would require. Plato's political theory mirrors his theory of the human soul. Reason or philosopher should govern. Spirit or warriors should support reason. Appetite or people should be kept in check. The philosopher is not just a clever problem solver, but someone who grasps the perfect forms, especially the form of the good. Without knowledge of the good, a ruler may act effectively but unjustly, like a skilled navigator sailing toward the wrong destination. Plato's ideal state is governed not by a single ruler, but by a guardian class. Future rulers are selected from childhood and subjected to decades of education. One of Plato's key points is that true philosophers do not desire political power. Their interests lie in the pursuit of truth, not personal gain. Precisely because they are reluctant to rule, they are less likely to be corrupted by ambition. Unlike this money-humping self-interest spouting gas bag, Plato argues they must be compelled to govern not for their own benefit, but for the benefit of the public good. Plato's Philosopher King remains one of the most provocative thought experiments in political theory. It challenges us to consider whether the legitimacy of power lies in popular consent or in the possession of true knowledge. While few today advocate for philosopher kings, the underlying question remains: should our leaders be those most skilled at gaining power, or those most skilled at understanding the good? Let me know in the comments, and thanks for watching.